Andy Slater broke this. WNBA All-Star Arike Ogunbowale was arrested on Thursday while celebrating her team's unrivaled basketball championship at Club 11 in Miami. Police sources tell me she punched a man in the face and he fell to the ground. It was caught on camera. That video is not out yet. Trust me. I looked for it. TMZ. There's the mugshot. God, to be more careful. There's the mugshot right there.
That mugshot right there tells a story that nobody in the WNBA wanted to see. March 20th, 2025, Club 11 in Miami. Arike Ogunbowale, fresh off celebrating an unrivaled championship, gets arrested for battery after allegedly punching a security guard in the face hard enough to drop him to the ground. And the reaction from WNBA fans? That's where this story gets really interesting. Because what happened in that club is one thing, how people responded to it reveals something much bigger about where this league is right now.
When she punched him in the face with a closed fist, causing him to fall to the ground, you done punched security in the face. Now look, they're going to give you a couple of shots to come along peacefully, and then you're getting the hell out of that club one way or another. You're getting out of there. The alleged victim identified Ogunbowale on the scene, and she was taken into custody without incident for battery. According to the report, the altercation was captured on security footage.
Listen to what the police report actually says. Officers were notified of a physical altercation inside Club 11. When they arrived at the rear exit, they found a large crowd being escorted out by security. The alleged victim, who works security at the club, told police he was attempting to escort the 29-year-old Ogunbowale out due to an unrelated altercation when she punched him in the face with a closed fist. That impact sent him to the ground. Security footage captured the entire incident. TMZ obtained the complaint, and according to Miami police sources, that video exists. It hasn't been released yet, but it's coming. Now here's what makes this significant from a legal standpoint. The victim identified Ogunbowale on the scene. She was taken into custody without incident. That means once officers arrived, she cooperated. But the damage was already done. Battery charges in Florida are serious, especially when security personnel are involved, and there's video evidence.
We are proud that 11 Miami continues to be the location of choice for so many people to celebrate major moments and milestones, the club said. We are thrilled to serve as the venue for the official championship after party for the unrivaled champions and are honored that athletes and teams across multiple sports consistently choose 11 to celebrate their victories. We remain committed to providing a world-class environment that reflects energy, excitement, prestige of those moments.
The Dallas Wings issued a statement within hours. Standard corporate language about being aware of the incident, gathering more information, promising further comments once they have details. The WNBA, the players' union, put out their own statement saying they're aware of the situation involving Arike, gathering additional information, and will continue to support her as her union while remaining in contact with her representatives. But here's what's missing from both of those statements. Any acknowledgement that if the allegations are true, if that video shows what police say it shows, there need to be consequences, not speculation about consequences, not waiting to see what happens, an actual framework for accountability, and that absence is loud.
Little reaction here. No room for that in the game, just as it applies to the men. It should be met with a harsh punishment from the WNBA if she is found to be guilty. I would be shocked if that happens. The league just doesn't have any backbone. We'll have to see. Wow. Wow, seriously. I think somebody got confused. We are reached the point where the WNBA players are needing security.
Think about the context here. Arike Ogunbowale just won an unrivaled championship. That's the 3-on-3 league that launched this year as an alternative to players going overseas during the WNBA offseason. It's backed by major investors. It's supposed to be professionalizing the women's game, giving players more opportunities, better pay, a reason to stay in the United States during the winter months. And the very first championship celebration for this league ends with one of its star players getting arrested for allegedly assaulting security. That's not just bad optics for Arike, that's bad optics for Unrivaled. That's bad optics for the WNBA, which is in the middle of negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement. The league is trying to convince sponsors, broadcasters, and casual fans that women's basketball deserves to be taken as seriously as any other professional sport. And then this happens.
Let's add that to the CBA. Now, what happened here? I'm sure, I guess, is that they probably told her to get the hell out and she refused to do it. But that's my speculation. That would be my speculation. A lot of this shit right here, I thought that shit was a joke. Team Arike all the way. Listen, is a black woman, has to hit a man. He deserved that shit. I mean, there is a ton of people supporting her just because the dude's a man. That's not how life works, folks. That's not how life works. Laughing my ass up, keep her ass locked up. There's somebody not supporting her.
Now let's talk about what happened on social media after the news broke. Because this is where the story goes from unfortunate incident to revealing cultural moment. Andy Slater broke the news. TMZ picked it up. The mugshot went viral. And within hours, you had thousands of WNBA fans rushing to defend Arike. Not saying let's wait for the facts. Not saying let's see the video before we judge. Outright defending her. Justifying the alleged assault. Blaming the victim. One of the top comments on the original post, she's innocent. Just flat out declaring innocence before any investigation, before any video, before any due process. Another comment, I mean, what did he do to get her to that point? That man must have really screwed up. Automatic assumption that the security guard, the person who got punched in the face, must have done something to deserve it. Then it gets worse. Multiple comments saying variations of the same thing. If a black woman has to hit a man, he deserved that. Not if she allegedly hit a man, if she has to hit a man. Framing violence as justified, as necessary, as the only possible response to whatever happened. No consideration that maybe, just maybe, professional athletes shouldn't be punching security guards, regardless of what words were exchanged.
Hilarious, bro. I mean, that's good. That's really good. Arike was justified. Motherfucker, you don't have any idea what actually happened here. I mean, seriously. But I will tell you this. You can go back to the original post. She's innocent. First damn comment. I mean, seriously.
Compare that reaction to what happens when male athletes get arrested. When an NBA player gets charged with assault, you see immediate condemnation. Sponsors distance themselves. The league issues statements about conduct detrimental to the game. Fans debate whether the player should be suspended, fined, or cut from the team. There's accountability built into the conversation from day one. But with Arike Ogunbowale, a significant portion of the WNBA fanbase immediately circled the wagons. Hashtags like Free Arike started trending. People made jokes about GTA 6 being delayed because of Miami police activity, memes about her being justified in whatever she did. And underneath all of that humor and deflection is a serious problem. The refusal to hold players accountable when they allegedly cross legal and ethical lines.
I mean, seriously, we don't know what happened here. Free Arike. Yeah, it's crazy. It is. I mean, honestly, I want to see the video. You know, I want to see the video. So, anyway, there it is. We'll see if the WNBA has enough spine to do anything about it if she is found guilty of said charges. Thug Life. Peace. I'm out.
One comment stood out as particularly revealing. Someone wrote, "We are reached the point where WNBA players are needing security. Let's add that to the CBA." The implication being that players need protection from fans or the public. But that's not what happened here according to the police report. Security wasn't protecting Arike from someone else. Security was trying to escort her out of the club due to an unrelated altercation, and she allegedly responded by punching the security guard in the face. That's not a player needing security. That's a player allegedly assaulting security. And the fact that fans are twisting the narrative to make her the victim in this situation shows how deep the problem runs. There's a segment of the WNBA fan base that has decided their favorite players can do no wrong, that any criticism is hate, that any accountability is persecution. And that mentality doesn't help the league. It doesn't help the players. It certainly doesn't help Arike Ogunbowale, who now has to deal with criminal charges and the professional fallout from this incident.
for it. TMZ. There's the mugshot. God, to be more careful. There's the mugshot right there. Yeah. Wow. TMZ Sports obtained the complaint. Officers were notified of a physical altercation that broke out inside 11. When approaching the rear exit of the club, the officers stated a large crowd was being escorted out by security. The officer made contact with the alleged victim, who claimed he was attempting to escort the 29-year-old Ogunbowale out of the club due to an unrelated...
So let's talk about what should happen next. Because this is where the WNBA has an opportunity to show it has a backbone. The league is negotiating a new CBA right now. Player conduct is part of those negotiations. Standards for behavior on and off the court, consequences for violations. The framework for how the league handles situations exactly like this one. If the video evidence confirms what's in the police report, if Arike Ogunbowale did punch a security guard in the face during a championship celebration, the league needs to respond with more than a statement about gathering information. There needs to be a suspension. There needs to be a fine. There needs to be mandatory counseling or anger management, something that sends a clear message. We take this seriously, and this behavior is not acceptable regardless of who you are or what you've accomplished on the court. But based on the league's track record, based on how they've handled other controversies over the past few years, there's legitimate reason to doubt they'll do anything meaningful. The WNBA has been so focused on growing the game, on capitalizing on increased attention from Caitlin Clark's rookie season, on securing that next big media rights deal, that accountability for player misconduct has taken a back seat. They're terrified of negative publicity. They're terrified of alienating their core fan base, and that fear is preventing them from doing what's necessary to build a sustainable, professional league. The Dallas Wings are in a tough position. Arike Ogunbowale is one of their star players. She averaged 21.4 points per game last season. She's a two-time WNBA All-Star. She's one of the most recognizable faces in the league. Cutting her or imposing serious discipline would hurt the team's competitiveness. But keeping her without consequences would send a message that winning basketball games matters more than professional conduct. And that's not a message any organization should want to send. The WNBA's statement is equally problematic. They say they'll continue to support Arike as her union. That's fine. That's what unions do. But support doesn't mean defending the indefensible. It doesn't mean pretending that allegedly punching someone in the face is acceptable behavior. The union should be working with Arike to address whatever led to this incident, to get her the help she needs, to ensure it doesn't happen again, not just issuing generic statements about gathering information. Here's the broader issue. The WNBA is at a crossroads. The league just had its most watched season in over 2 decades. Attendance is up, merchandise sales are up, expansion teams are coming. Everything is pointing in the right direction from a business standpoint. But none of that matters if the league can't maintain basic standards of professionalism. If players feel entitled to act however they want because their fans will defend them no matter what. If the league office is too scared to impose real consequences when those standards are violated. And the fan reaction to this incident is a warning sign. When thousands of people immediately rush to defend someone accused of assault without knowing the facts, without seeing the evidence, without even considering that maybe the allegations might be true, that's not loyalty. That's tribalism. That's the same toxic fan-based behavior that ruins discourse in every other sport. And the WNBA can't afford to let that become the norm. So here's what needs to happen. The Dallas Wings need to suspend Arike Ogunbowale pending the outcome of the legal case and their own internal investigation. The WNBA needs to make clear that regardless of what the Wings decide, the league office will be monitoring the situation and reserves the right to impose additional discipline. The WNBA needs to shift from defensive posturing to actually helping their member address whatever issues led to this incident. And fans need to take a breath and recognize that defending someone accused of assault just because you like watching them play basketball is not the hill you want to die on. Because if this gets swept under the rug, if Arike faces no real consequences, if the message becomes that star players are above accountability, the WNBA will have squandered a golden opportunity to show it's a legitimate professional league. And all the increased attention, all the new fans, all the momentum from last season won't mean anything if the league can't handle basic discipline issues. The security guard who got punched deserves better than being treated as collateral damage in someone's championship celebration. The other players in the league who conduct themselves professionally deserve better than being lumped in with someone who allegedly assaults people, and the fans who actually want to see the WNBA succeed long-term deserve better than watching the league fail its first real test of whether it can hold stars accountable. So watch what happens next. Watch whether the Wings impose real discipline or just issue another statement. Watch whether the WNBA steps in or stays silent. Watch whether the charges get quietly dropped or actually go to trial, because how this plays out will tell you everything you need to know about whether the WNBA is serious about being a professional league or whether it's just playing at it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Arike should face suspension if the allegations are proven true? Or do you think this is being blown out of proportion? Let me know where you stand.